Eternal Battlegrounds is a new Battlegrounds game made by a developer known as Uzuki. Now, I'm sure most of you guys know this guy pretty well. He made YBA. He's the owner of YBA. And that's, he gained a lot of notoriety in the community because he made one of the best JoJo games to ever drop. Now, that game's current state is neither here nor there. We're going to focus on his new Battlegrounds game called Eternal Battlegrounds. And how this shit is absolutely garbage, bro. Oh my goodness. So, here's the thing, right? Eternal Battlegrounds suffers from a couple of problems. The main one being the game's core mechanics, right? The core gameplay loop of Eternal Battlegrounds is just not fun. And in a Battlegrounds game where all you do is fight, repeat, respawn, and fight more, having a combat system that doesn't feel intuitive or satisfying to play basically guarantees that your game is going to die. And that's why I'm making today's video. Eternal Battlegrounds was an absolute failure of a Roblox project, and it really does hurt to see because Uzuki is a really good developer. He's talented. His work on YBA really does go to show that he knows what he's doing when he makes Roblox games, but I don't know if he did this one with his eyes closed or something, because this is just not fun to play at all. And I'm going to be talking about some of the main issues that I find with the game, how I think they could be improved, and my final thoughts on the game. So let's move on to my first issue, and that is the M1s. In this game, if you look at the footage that I'm going to be showing you guys, the M1s feel janky, right? I'm M1ing someone, and then like mid M1, they just get the chance to pull a move off. Or mid M1, they can parry me mid combo and turn it into their own combo. Or they can just use an evasive and screw me over. And I know what the game was going for, right? A Battlegrounds game that has a parry-based combat system could be really fun in theory. Look at Deepwoken, for example. One of the best games on Roblox has parry-based combat, and it's incredibly fun, satisfying, intuitive, and it has a high learning curve, but it's also really fun to use and fun to play with. But this game, parrying just feels more like, I don't want to say it's RNG based, because I was on bad ping when I recorded this. Also, you guys are watching that background footage. That's gonna bring me into issue 2, right? Bugs. But we're still on issue 1. So, what was I talking about? The M1 combat, yeah. Parrying in this game does not feel good. It doesn't feel as consistent as I'd like it to. And frankly, maybe I just need to be better at the game, but it just doesn't feel fun to parry other enemies. Because what I do when I want to get into a parry trade with someone, I don't even have to time it or anything. I just start spamming F while they're M1ing me, and it lands every single time, and then I can just start smacking them. Sure, there's more nuances to the combat. You can get better. You can master the timings. You can learn what moves you can parry, which moves you can't parry. But, in a Battlegrounds game, and it's specifically this Battlegrounds game where some moves will take 30% of your health, like, really, what is the point of parrying? And I guarantee you they're block breaks too. I'm not going to go in game and test every single one of them out, because this background footage that you're watching is my first and last time ever playing this game. I am not going to invest more time into it. But yeah, that's my, issue number 1. The combat just feels janky, uninspired, unpolished, and frankly not fun to play at all. And issue number 2. I didn't get as much footage of issue number 2, but I feel like it still deserves a segment in this video, right? It still deserves to be pointed out. This game is buggy. And it's buggy, like, in ways that are really inconsistent. I can't really explain it, but earlier in the video, you guys saw how I was fighting someone, and I just got teleported like 100 feet into the air. And it just messed up the combo, it ruined the flow of the combat, and now I have to, reorient myself, start back from zero. That little fling thing that happens is a lot more common than you might think. It happened to me 2 times recording footage for this video, and I only played for like 5 minutes. So I just feel like this game really wasn't that well made, especially like not only on the combat side, but also just on the actual mechanics of the game and the physics of it, because why am I getting M1 by someone and now I'm cosplaying as Neil Armstrong doing the first landing on the moon? Why am I all the way up in the sky? And apparently this game was 7 months in development. Like, I don't know what they were doing. Maybe it was like 6 months vacation, and then the last month they were like, oh shit, we have to make a game. And then this is what we got. But I don't know what Uzuki was doing, bro. Like, this guy made YBA, and I know I'm glazing YBA, but I genuinely liked it. It was a good game. And how did we go from YBA to this, bro? Like, Uzuki, what are you doing, bro? Look, what is this performance? This is like Celtic Shack level gameplay right here, and I'm just not having any fun. Because what is this? That's issue 1 and issue 2, right? My third issue is just the lack of content and monetization, right? Obviously, he made this game because he wants to make money. Maybe his entire purpose wasn't solely to make money, but like obviously he wanted his reward, not his words, he wanted his efforts to be rewarded. He wanted to gain something financially from this, so obviously he's going to monetize the game. There's going to be characters that you have to outright pay to get, but the issue with that, I wouldn't have as much of an issue with it, because take a game like ABA for example, where there are characters that you just outright have to pay for, and there's no way of earning them. But ABA has such a diverse, like outright huge roster of characters to choose from, that the fact that there's a couple characters locked behind a paywall is negligible and barely even noticeable, because if you can't get those guys, oh well, here's like 50 other characters that you can earn for free, which are in some cases better or more fun than the characters that you have to pay for anyway. So buying them doesn't feel like a necessity. It doesn't feel like you're getting cheated out of content in the game, because there's just so much to do. There's so much to play, right? Eternal Battlegrounds does not have that luxury. This game only has like 4 characters, and most of them you have to grind for with coins. You only get access to 2 characters when you start the game. That's Luffy and Ichigo. And Luffy fucking sucks, dude. I was trying to try to play with Luffy for this video, and excuse me, I do have some gameplay footage of him that I'm gonna play on the screen, but dude, Luffy is just so much worse than Ichigo in every single way, shape, and form. The balancing for this game is another thing that I think the devs just completely, you know, it was a complete oversight on their part, because why does Ichigo have quadruple the M1 range of Luffy with the same swing speed, the same damage, and just outright better moves? Like, what does Luffy have in his kit that's remotely good? He has a pistol, blockable. He has Gum Gum Bazooka, which is decent. He has Axe, which is kind of ass. I landed it like maybe 2 times every single time I try to use it. He has Gum Gum Rocket, which is a good mobility and like a good way to start fights, but like his only good move in his kit is Gatling, and it doesn't even combo extend half the time. That's another thing that I don't like about this game's combat. The moves, there's like no real way to pull off combos in this game, because when you land a string of M1s, it doesn't knock them back. You actually keep them there, right? You land 4 M1s, but they don't get knocked back. They sit there, and they're still standing right there. So you have 2 options. You can either pop a move if you have it off cooldown, or you can get ready to parry their next attack, because you're going to be on M1 cooldown after you do your string of attacks. And I just really don't like that at all. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm used to Battleground games having a knockback mechanic. But after I land a string of M1s on someone, I don't want them to still be breathing down my neck, right? I'd be assuming that they're going to be getting off me, getting knocked away. That is not the case in this game. And Gum Gum Gatling is one of the few combo extenders in this game that isn't even really a combo extender, because it knocks them back. Most moves in this game have pretty big knockback, meaning that the combat just devolves into 1, 2, 3, 4, who can spam moves the most and land them, with some M1s sprinkled in between. That's really what I feel that this game's combat devolves to. Obviously there's parry trading, there's strafing and trying to M1 trade, but you know, that doesn't really feel that rewarding when your moves just do like 10, 20, 30% of someone's health and you can just spam them. Like, why would I bother risking my health bar to go in for M1s when I know that he's just gonna press one button and there goes half my health? I just wish that this game had more reliable combos. That falls into issue 1 with smoother combat, but I'm getting off topic. Back to the monetization and the lack of content. Lack of content, right? This game had barely any characters on release. You have Makima, Gojo, Luffy, Tanjiro, and Ichigo. You can earn Gojo and Tanjiro. Tanjiro is pretty easy to earn. He only costs like 200 coins. I was able to buy him after a few minutes of playing. Gojo costs a lot more coins, right? You only get 20 coins per kill. This guy costs 1,000 coins. So unless you're gonna shell out some money, you know, unless you're gonna open that wallet, you are not gonna be getting Gojo anytime soon. And I'm not gonna grind out the kills to get him. I'm not gonna grind coins. This game isn't even fun to play. So why would I sit here and grind out 1,000 coins for a character that I'm frankly not interested in? Tanjiro's decent. I didn't use him too much, but it's pretty cool how he has like sun breathing in his awakened form, and he has his water breathing in his base form. And right, Gojo and Makima are arguably the 2 best characters in this game. I'm not experienced in this game, so don't take my word on that. That's just what like I think in my opinion. They both have super duper high damaging range moves and just super duper high damaging moves in general. Makima specifically has like 2 or 3 projectiles that deal 20% of your health. And to make matters worse, she's an early access character, meaning you can only use her if you pay for the Game Pass. That's another thing that I don't like. This game's monetization just relies on farming premium payouts or making you pay for 20% of the content in the game. Right? To get one of the only 5 characters on release, you're forced to pay for her. There's a paywall. There's no going around that. You just outright have to pay, which I think is pretty unfortunate, right? I wouldn't be as, you know, unhappy with that if the game just had a few more characters to play with, but they don't. So you're locking a good portion of the game and one of the best characters in the game behind a paywall. I just think that hurts the game a lot. I just don't think it's a good decision for the game, and it just hurts the experience for players, right? Because I'm over here with my starter units, and then someone who bought a Game Pass has Makima, and Makima's incredibly good. She has like a chain move where she can pull you in and start hitting you. She has a projectile that can guard break you. Her awakening, I haven't ever tried her awakening. I haven't even tried her. This is just for me fighting people, but she seems really good. And you can only buy her with Robux. And that's gonna really be all of my main issues with the game, right? To summarize and boil things down, the combat feels uninspired and unfun to play with. The game isn't unplayable buggy, but it's buggy enough for it to be annoying. And the game barely has any content on release. And the little bits of content that we do have, you have to pay for some of it. So, like, what are we doing here? Right? I just don't see where these decisions are coming from. Why was this even a thing? I'll give the game credit where credit is due. The awakening animations are pretty cool, and it is kind of fun to beat up the 5-year-olds that are still playing this game. But other than that, I just really didn't have that much fun on this game, nor did I enjoy the game. With all that being said, that's going to be my video on Eternal Battlegrounds. If you enjoyed the video, learned anything new, or just like to hear me talk about the game, feel free to like, sub, comment, all that wonderful, wonderful stuff. Have a great day or night wherever you are. Stay tuned for more content, and we will catch you in the next one.